Everything you are told to chase in your 20s, the wife, the house, the safe job, is a trap. Not because those things are bad, but because doing them right now, before you have any idea who you're going to become, quietly locks you into a path of mediocrity you can't change later. There are three big mistakes. They feel responsible. They feel like doing the right thing. And they are exactly why so many men wake up at 35 in the life they never actually chose. First one, getting married young is one of the worst things that you can do. You feel like you need love in your life. You might be in a relationship right now and you feel like she's the one. She's the only person that you can be with for the rest of your life. None of this is true. Most people get married exactly because of that. There is this need for love. All this pressure from your parents, from your peers to put a ring on someone's finger and act like you're all happy and dandy. I get it. You're afraid of being alone. You're afraid of losing someone you've been with for a long time. But as a man, getting married in your 20s is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make. Because here is the thing. You don't know how successful you are going to become. You don't actually enter your prime years until at least 30. In your 20s, you are still developing. You're almost like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Now, guess what? If you are a caterpillar, there is a high chance that you will find another caterpillar because a butterfly is not going to want to look at you yet. And the problem becomes that eventually you might turn into a beautiful butterfly. And if you do, are you going to be happy spending the rest of your life with a caterpillar? Because I think you won't. You don't know what you're going to become yet. And you're choosing a partner for that version of yourself that you don't even know. Are you willing to bet that this cocoon, this other caterpillar, is going to become a butterfly as well? You're both still changing and you might diverge completely opposite directions. You will keep on going to the gym. You will get fitter, stronger, leaner, more attractive. Whereas your partner might get fat, might get unattractive, might get worse. 20-something is insane to bet your life on another person that you don't know. What you should actually focus on is building yourself first. Creating your own values, beliefs, and a vision for your life. Making that vision so powerful, so aligned with who you are, that you're not going to sacrifice it for the feeling of being less alone. By building and pursuing that vision, you can truly discover who you are and know yourself, so that when the right person comes along, you can make them fit into your life instead of you settling for a life for them. Let the relationship prove itself over time. Because if you truly meet your wife, if you truly meet the one person that's right for you, shouldn't waiting longer actually make the relationship better? You will understand each other more. You will be able to create an emotional bond. Later on, you can also choose from the place of strength, from the place of being so secure in yourself, in your life, in who you've become, in your vision of the future, that you don't need to beg, you don't need to chase. You're secure in your own foundation. You have a backbone and you don't choose from a place of fear, of I don't want to be alone, of I am scared that I am letting go of this person who might be better than me in the future. Maybe this is the best I get. You know, all these thoughts that you hear, you're not going with them. You're choosing from a place of I am a total badass and I understand how great I am and I don't need someone who's going to validate me for it because I can validate myself. And that's how you can find the right relationships that are going to value you for who you are instead of just feeling like this relationship isn't truly fulfilling you. It's just making you feel less lonely. And the second one costs you something even bigger. Your freedom to move. Buying a house in your 20s is a ridiculous idea. I understand the mindset of renting is throwing away money, renting is burning money and not building any equity. That's fine. you also get all the positive affirmation when you buy a house. You're climbing the social ladder, you're having more status, your parents, your aunts, everybody's proud of you. Maybe even you're in a competition with your friends who can get an apartment first. And that's all cool and dandy. I see how people can go into this mindset that this is the right decision. This is exactly what I should do, because it honestly feels like that. Everyone tells you buy a house. Everybody tells you get a mortgage. But here are the things they don't tell you. Getting a mortgage literally collar ties you to your job. You can't say no to your boss. You can't say, I don't like this profession, I need to quit, I want to do something different with my life. Because when you have a mortgage, there is no option for you. You need to be able to make that exact payment every month. Because if you don't, the bank is going to take your apartment or your house and sell it. And you're going to lose all the money you put into it. You need to make sure that nothing changes in your life, that you don't start a business, change careers, go out and move, do something else, because mortgage becomes your whole identity. The purpose of your life becomes paying the mortgage to the bank. And every single decision that you want to make has to be filtered through that lens. You can't go out there and say, hey, I think I don't like the place where I'm living. I want to move. I want to go and move in Thailand. I want to go and move and live in Bali. You can't say that, because the lens that you're going to look at your life is like, I can't do that because I've got the mortgage. I can't go out there, change a job, change my profession because I've got a mortgage that I got to pay. So it's literally tying yourself in cuffs, and you're locking them and throwing the key away behind you. That's what getting a mortgage in your 20s is. Locking yourself into financial mediocrity, sacrificing your freedom. Because here's the math that people don't tell you about. Real estate is one of the worst investments you can make for dynamic growth. It grows 3% per year. So if everything goes great, you get 3%. Because also there might be a bubble for real estate right now. So you might lose money as well. And the thing that they don't tell you is, if you calculate the interest, the actual interest that you need to pay to the bank, it's much higher than 3%. So if the interest is much higher than 3% and the appreciation, how much your real estate grows, is 3%, then you're actively losing money. Your money is actively losing value. And you can just look at the graph. This is the graph of stocks versus real estate in the recent years. It is very depressing to look at. Hear me out, you're not a boomer. For boomers, it was easy. All you need to do is get a house, you're going to be successful and financially well off. But that will not click in 2026. That's not the way. What used to be a good investment just isn't anymore. It also costs you your earning potential at the age it matters the most. If you start allocating your capital in the right way right now, you can easily become a decamillionaire in 20, 30, 40 years. But if you're going to get a mortgage, you can't actually invest your capital. With renting, rent is all you pay. But with the mortgage is the minimum that you pay. And that house is going to keep eating into your potential for earning and for investing quietly, slowly. It's an interest that's going to work against you and is going to make you poorer over time. What you need to do is actually stay liquid and mobile. Keep stacking cash or assets that grow much more than real estate. Coming back to that graph right now. Look at the amount that stock market, real companies and assets grew in comparison to real estate. And if you were to invest the same amount that you pay for the house into stocks, what will happen is you'll be able to buy the house cash from a position of power. You will not have to beg the bank, please give me money. The whole process is ridiculous. You're out there on your knees, please give me a mortgage. I will pay, trust me. Like, that's how the process looks like. And the fat bank manager is sitting there with his stomach and looking at you and saying, maybe we'll give you a mortgage, maybe not. Oh, you need to give me those papers. Like, think about how ridiculous that process is. Think about how demented mentally you have to be to go into something like that and think, oh yeah, this is a good idea. This is a good idea. I'm 22, I'm going to get a mortgage. perfect. That's exactly what I need right now. I need to limit my earning potential, the ability to compound my capital in a time where it matters the most, and I'm going to be collar tied into my job so that I can be like, perfect, sign me up. Where do I sign, man? I need this. Like, it's nonsense. Stay liquid. Keep investing into skills. Keep investing into assets. And build your optionality so that later you can actually choose the place that you want to live in. Choose the place based on your experience, based on your knowledge of what you like, and based on a real strong net worth bank that you've built behind you, so that you're not choosing a house from a place of scarcity and from a place of, I need a house, but you're choosing from a place of, where do I actually want to live? And that, my friend, is going to set you up for a much better decision. The third mistake is the root of the other two, but almost nobody catches it. You see, the biggest mistake in your 20s is playing it safe and tying yourself down with permanent commitments. When you're young, you're usually insecure, so you're looking for the outside world to give you validation. You're looking for the outside world to tell you you're doing good, because you don't have that strength and power in yourself. And you're scared of being a failure. You're scared of doing something wrong. You're scared of not getting the approval of the people around you. This causes your brain to stop thinking in a logical, rational manner, and it gives way to emotion and social pressures. You're looking for comfort. You're looking for security. And society gives you the perfect script and a promise. If you do those things, if you get married, if you find a safe job, if you get a mortgage, we are going to make you comfortable and secure. Everybody around you tells you that that's what success is. But when you look at their lives, all of them are miserable and depressed. And they've cashed out the ticket. They did the wife house thing. So what actually happened? What went wrong? Your 20s are the time for experimenting, for iterating, for finding out what works for you. Permanent commitments, like the wife, like the house, kids, dogs, delete your ability to actually iterate and change. Because right now, you were responsible for that person, for that animal, or for that loan that you signed with the bank. There is no experimenting if you've got people depending on you. You're operating out of constant fear that you will have to default on your mortgage, or that you're going to get fired, or that your wife is going to divorce you. And that fear keeps compounding. So it doesn't get easier, it only gets worse the older that you get. Think about this, if you're scared to bet on yourself right now, how scared will you be when you're 30-something with wife, kids, and a mortgage? It's virtually impossible to go out there and take a risk, to actually go after what you want. But here is the end game. The 40-year-old who chose safe, who said, I need to get the safe job, the house, the mortgage, because I want security. He's choking on resentment right now. He's looking at himself in the mirror and saying, why did I freaking do this? Why didn't I actually try to do the one thing that I knew what my dream was? Why didn't I do this? Well, because you chose the safe road. You chose the safe path. And right now, the only thing that's left for you is choking on that resentment. It's looking at yourself and again saying, well, I guess this is my life. Because you didn't actually take the time to experiment, to discover, to figure out who you are, what you want, what your values are, what sort of work do you want to do. You just went, I'm going to accumulate as much status and validation as I can when I'm young. So you're just like rolling, getting the wife. First, like, we've been together for 5 years, we moved in together, and slowly but surely you roll into a relationship unconsciously, not even thinking about it. And then you say, well, we're together, so We might get a house together, we might get a mortgage, like it's natural, right? Or maybe you have kids on the way, so then you do the mortgage thing, and you're like tied to this job that was supposed to just start your career out, but right now you didn't really want to do this. That was not your dream job, but you were just sort of doing it in the beginning, telling yourself that when you're older you're going to move to a different job. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to put it out the best I can. The people you know who are 40 are miserable. They are so unhappy. So many of them get divorced, get depressed, get fat, and they live those lives that are unfulfilling. And it's because of that. It's because they chose the illusion of security, illusion because it's not real security. None of this will actually make you secure. And they, instead of their dreams, instead of taking the risk and betting on themselves and saying, hey, I'm too young to actually do this. I need to figure out what I really want. And I'm not going to make any very long commitments because it would just ruin my ability to experiment. You need to have that humility to say that to yourself. I don't know. And I need to figure it out. But the best thing without knowing, if you don't know what to do, is not committing. Because commitment limits your ability to pivot. It limits your ability to make different choices. If right now you're below 30, take as much risk as humanly possible. Take insane amounts of risk. Give yourself the freedom to fail. Even if you go bankrupt zero, you've got decades to rebuild. You can start at zero, even on minus negative, and keep rebuilding that thing up. Because you still have time, not like a 40-year-old who's got commitments and obligations. He has to be a good boy, and he has to be really nice to his boss and to the bank manager so that they don't mess up his mortgage or whatever. You're not in that position yet, and don't push yourself willingly into that position. Do the crazy thing. Go after your dreams. Stay free enough until you find the thing. Until you find who you are and you find and define your values. All those three mistakes are the same trade. It's trading one of the most important windows in your life for premature security and actually an illusion of security. Your 20s are for developing your potential and building yourself. Protect that and don't let other people tell you what's right, bad, and hand you the social script that promises security for a small price of dreams, freedom, and ambition. Bet on yourself. And if you want to learn more on how to do that, it's exactly what I'm documenting with this channel. I'm teaching you the lessons that I wish I learned when I was younger so that you can have the knowledge, experience, and skills without the scars. And if that sounds interesting, subscribe and see you in the next one.